Welcome to Asian Anifacts, the channel about Chinese, Korean and Taiwanese actors and actresses. Today I will show you the lists of dramas of Angela Zhang. Part 1, which includes her first main role as the enthusiastic manager of a basketball team in the love inspirational idol drama My MVP Valentine. Her main role as an aspiring singer in the idol romantic drama At the Dolphin Bay. And her guest role as a famous singer in the youth idol drama La Robe de Mariee. But before I continue, please don't forget to subscribe, like and comment on who do you want me to feature next. My MVP Valentine. 2002. Cast: Angela Zhang, Johnny Yen, Hsing-su, Tony Sun, David Chen, Michelle Lin, Joe Chen. She played Tian Yushi, the second-year student at Hsing-su Middle School who was the #1 supporter of Duan Shenfeng, her boyfriend and manager of the Hsing-su basketball team. Duan Shenfeng is a second-year student at Hsing-su Middle School and an all-round basketball player. On the finals for the National League Basketball Championship, she made a wish that her boyfriend would win the championship and be an MVP. For unknown reasons, Duan Shenfeng was absent on the first half of the game, which made Tian Yushi anxious as their team was losing the game because the captain of their rival teams keeps on scoring. Fortunately, on the second half of the game, Duan Shenfeng arrives, then Tian Yushi and her classmates cheer on him. Duan Shenfeng easily won the game as the captain of the rival team suddenly disappeared when Duan Shenfeng started to play. Tian Yushi organized a surprise celebration party at Duan Shenfeng's home with his teammates and classmates, but when Duan Shenfeng arrived, he stood stunned and suddenly yelled at them to shut up. Tian Yushi and Duan Shenfeng were left by their teammates and classmates, as Tian Yushi asked Duan Shenfeng about what is happening to him. Duan Shenfeng refused to explain but suddenly hugged Tian Yushi, which makes her happy, but when she mentions the word MVP Duan Shenfeng and the mention of his rival, he changes his attitude and argues with Tian Yushi and asks her to leave. Tian Yushi encountered a wealthy son of a businessman who fell in love with her and decided to pursue her, despite her rejection as she already had a boyfriend. Duan Shenfeng decided to give up his beloved basketball and Tian Yushi, wholeheartedly taking care of a girl who was paralyzed in the lower half of her body, because of the accident that he caused on the day of the tournament, the reason for his late arrival on the game. Tian Yushi was heartbroken and lost her interest in basketball, but she was convinced by her suitor to continue to be the manager of the basketball club and even join the Hsing-su basketball team even though he has never played basketball before. Later, Tian Yushi found out the reason for the sudden change of Duan Shenfeng and she was able to understand his feelings. But because of various obstacles in their way, they are unable to reconcile again, as Duan Shenfeng guilt trapped him in the relationship with the sister of his rival. And Tian Yushi, who got tired of waiting for Duan Shenfeng, finally agreed to the proposal of her suitor. Years later, Tian Yushi and Duan Shenfeng met again, both successful in their field and still love each other. At the Dolphin Bay. 2003. Cast: Angela Zhang, Ambrose Su, Wallace Hua, Penny Lin, Jill Su, Gu Weiru. She played Yi Tianbian, a 24-year-old woman adopted by a woman when she was child. Yi Tianbian used to be named Xiao Pai Gai. The illegitimate daughter of a business tycoon had passes away and her mother died in a tragic accident, and she lands up in an orphanage. When Xiao Pai Gai was admitted to the orphanage, she felt lonely and did not interact with anyone, and children at the orphanage mistaken her silent nature for arrogance, so they bullied her. Xiao Zia, an orphan like Xiao Pai Gai, protects her from being bullied, and they become good friends as Xiao Zia promises to always protect her like a big brother and never leave her alone. But Xiao Zia soon gets taken by his grandfather to live with him after knowing that he was the illegitimate son of his deceased son. Xiao Pingai feels devastated as she is left lonely again. Eventually, Xiao Pingai gets adopted by a single mother who runs a humble noodle shop in a poor neighborhood near the sea, and she was named Yi Tianbian. Her adopted mother is debt-ridden, and so Yi Tianbian decides to participate in a singing competition that will help her earn some money and repay the debt so that the loan sharks stop harassing her mother. Before the audition, Yi Tianbian happens to meet Suzaya, who is kinda lost, and she helps him get to an important meeting. Suzaya is the 26-year-old general manager of a music company, who recently returned from his studies in England. Yi Tianbian and Suzaya failed to recognize each other but initially felt comfortable with each other. Suzaya never mentioned to Yi Tianbian his position in the music company, so when Yi Tianbian happens to audition in the same company but was rejected by the music director because of her late arrival. Suzaya comforted Yi Tianbian and convinced her to sing in the auditorium, then he puts her on speaker so that the music director can hear her sing, and when he does, he runs to her and selects her as a new talent for the company. Yi Tianbian was personally mentored by the music director, who resolves to change her completely so she can become the next big thing in the music industry. At first, the music director finds Yi Tianbian irresponsible and annoying, as she was slow in adapting on the changes in her life, and her emotional attachment with her adopted mother also hinder her studies. But as the music director spends more time with Yi Tianbian, he fell in love with her. However, Yi Tianbian fell in love with Suzaya, as she found out that he was the boy that she meets before in the orphanage. But Yi Tianbian was not blind and heartless not to know and see the sacrifices that the music director did just to make her a successful singer, so despite his erratic behavior she continues to stand by him. Suzaya was sad when they found out that it was Yi Tianbian who was the real granddaughter of the grandfather who taken him from the orphanage and raised him, believing he was his grandson. Suzaya lamented that he had deprived Yi Tianbian of her happiness and family. Yi Tianbian's half-sister had been diagnosed of having a cancer and only have a few months to live, and her mother wanted Suzaya to marry her if he wants to be the heir of the Su family. Suzaya agreed, but he negotiated that the Su family allows Yi Tianbian to return to the Su's house and accepted her as their family. 2 years later, Suzaya became the chairman of the Su family's business and Yi Tianbian became a popular singer, and both received a purple shells matched into a pair from the music director, indicating that the two of them will meet and be together again. La Robe de Mariee des Clous. 2004. Cast: Angela Zhang, Ming Dao, Cindy Wang, Leon J. Williams, Terry Kwan, Zhang Hong. She played Angela Zhang, a singer who was at the airport when she suddenly saw a bracelet near her feet and she picked it up. Hsing-su, the man who throws the bracelet given to him by a woman he loves who ends up marrying another man. Angela Zhang was approached by Hsing-su, but before they could chat, Angela Zhang rushed to hide from the reporters who was stalking her. Hsing-su immediately understood Angela Zhang's situation, so he directs the reporters on seeing Angela Zhang on the other side of the airport, and the reporters believe him. Once the reporters were gone, Angela Zhang was very grateful with Hsing-su and she returned the bracelet to him, and while chatting they found out they are both heading to Japan, so they continue to chat heading to the departure area. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you want to see more videos like this.